Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. Thanks for bringing the love. Just gonna open the circle with a gong. Everyone could just take a moment to ground, feel into their body, see how they're feeling. Check in, little self-check, little self-scan. What's going on? How's the spirits? How's the heart? How's the body? How's the mind? And about y'all, but I'm feeling these last couple of weeks, the energy's been really heavy, really dense, like exhausting. And for me, I have to tune in, am I checking in with my own personal space in my field, or am I tuning into the collective? And it's a little bit of both. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Sarah. I'm a healer and an artist, and I invite you to these live sessions today for individual attention. And if there's any area of your life where you're feeling like stuck or stagnant and you'd like focus from a channeled kind of divine spirit guidance, that is what's available to you. So the more specific you are, the more specific I can be in my response, the more surgical precision you'll get in the response. And I also say that please know that this is a public broadcast, obviously. So if you're mentioning your health issues, that it's a very private, personal thing, obviously, and that your participation here is your consent for me to discuss that. I also ask that you please don't believe anything I say. Don't take it as gospel. Sometimes the messages that come from spirit are very cryptic, and they're really designed and intended to catalyze an awakening in you, catalyze a realization or an aha moment. So if it rings true for you, then take it on and work with it as information that you can use to assist your healing. I never promise anybody that I can heal them. That would be quite foolish. I believe that your spirit, your higher self, knows the way to heal your physical body and your mind and your heart and your little girl, little boy self. And so working with mind, body, spirit, all of those factors, all of those facets of self, and clearing energy imprints that are in your subconscious so that you can see clearly, so that you can tap in, so you can drop in. So sometimes it's helpful to have an objective perspective to see what is blocking you, where you can't see past, or if there's a focus point or a coordinates, like a latitude and longitude of what is stuck in your field, so that you can work with that to dissipate and dissolve it. I also work on the premise that energy precedes physical matter and consciousness precedes energy. So when you work on the level of consciousness, that it ripples into the physical body, and have seen many amazing results as a result of that work. So having said that, I'm going to turn to the chat and let's see who's asking for help. I do acknowledge that all healing comes from the divine, and I also would like to acknowledge the ancestors of this land, the Bundjalung Nation, and thank you with the greatest reverence and respect for your holding of this space to create this space for healing. So Maureen, hi, welcome. Thanks for being here straight out the gate. You're welcome. Okay, so brain is doing better, digestive tract barely holding on, a lot of pain. Trying to accept what is happening to me. Yeah, that's a big piece, Maureen. Barely sleep, wake up, come out of my meditation feeling physically assaulted, exhausted, and my heart pounding and racing. Healing and insight would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Next level, Maureen. I'm questioning your living environment. If you're going to bed, waking up feeling physically assaulted, exhausted, heart pounding and racing, what is in your space or around your space, or who lived there prior, or what are big utilities or freeways or factories or power lines, or what is the there's something feels like there's something external affecting the space that you're sleeping. Like big magnetic plates of some kind. So there's some kind of electrical conductivity through the space that you're sleeping in, if that makes any sense. It's almost as if you're sleeping on a metal plate that is conducting a ton of energy and electricity through it and creating misfiring in your system. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm saying, is like a metal plate. So do you have metal plates in your body? Did you have fractures or fragments where you had pieces of metal inserted into your body? I'm gonna go down the chat and see if you've no industry, no power lines, no nothing. Okay. So there's nothing in the physical environment. If there's nothing in your physical body, okay, you've got a plate in your ankle. So you want the next level, Maureen, is to discharge the energy that is coming from that metal plate. Because it just feels like if you could see the metal plate, there's like lightning, misfiring. So in creating interference in the nervous system. So the next level for you, Maureen, is to ground that energy out. Obviously, the plate is serving a purpose so that you can walk, but you want to ground it out of your foot. So just opening the chakra in the bottom of that foot and allowing the energy to draw down and into the earth. I feel like an immense relief ripple up through your whole entire system when we do that. And that you've been clenching in your gut. Can you take a deep breath for me, Maureen, into the metal plate of your ankle? Just draw your focus and energy right there, and then draw it down. The exhale. So I am drawing a blank on what would be good to counter the energy of a metal plate in your ankle right now, but I will consider that, okay? Because there's something that could be very beneficial to counter the energy of that. Anytime there's something inserted in the body, whether it's mesh or plates or screws or a new hip or anything like that, the body, the whole system is trying to adapt and adjust to this foreign body, and the nervous system in particular, with a piece of metal, it is trying to adapt. So we're just drawing that out for starters, and let me contemplate or do a little bit of research too. There may be something that you can bring into your home, bring by your bed, take as a homeopathic to assist your body to re-equilibrate. And why now? It's been there for 5 years. With that question, I hear kind of compound effect, like there's things in your life that have been compounding to bring to this moment. So I think with any healing, with any dis-ease, with anything that goes on in the body, there is a compounding effect of life experiences that have created a catalyst for what you're experiencing. And and then at a certain point you have a healing crisis, right? You have a healing crisis where the body is overwhelmed and cannot deal with the amount of information and imbalance that it's working with in the nervous system, in the physical, in the emotional, in the spiritual, in the mental. It kind of compounds and catalyzes a healing crisis. So with the digestion again, just drawing the energy out of your back today at the base, at the opposite side of where you're feeling all the intense pain in your gut, just drawing the energy counterclockwise out of your body. Can you breathe into your gut for me, Maureen? I can feel I know you're trying to accept what's going on for you, but I can feel, the sheer overwhelm and terror in you, Maureen, of being overwhelmed with all the sensations and not being able to sleep, and it's you're freaking out. That's what it feels like, and rightly so when you're in so much distress. So just, even if for these 3 breaths, can you close your eyes for me? We're just going to breathe together for three breaths, and we're going to bring your mind into a state of calm. And that is something also that you can work with. If you can just bring yourself to 3 breaths, bring yourself 3 breaths of calm, Maureen. As often as you need, just bring your mind into calm, because the freaking out, the escalation of the freak out is also disrupting the whole energetic in the system. The pain is adding to that, obviously. I'm just focusing on your belly right now. If everybody here could also focus on Maureen's intestines and belly, just bringing it really beautiful, soothing energy. Maureen, I would invite you to do a private session, or a handful of private sessions, if you would like to do that, because I do feel that may be beneficial for you. Just to have the focus for, a very set period of time on you and you alone. A series of focus sessions would be very beneficial. And I don't know if you're in a position to, wherever you're located, to receive there's healers of all kinds all over, hands-on Reiki, acupuncture, any kind of assistance that would be good, any kind of quantum field healing, right? Just call on your team, okay? When you're having a health crisis or any health issues, it's very, very helpful if you have the bandwidth and the resources and the wherewithal and the spaciousness to have a team that are working on different aspects and different facets of your healing. Then it's ideal, because there's so many facets of the healing that will come into play in bringing your body into balance. I'm just asking, Maureen, that that energy being directed at your gut is held in place for the duration of this session too. So while I'm talking to others, if you can just sit with it, no matter what you're feeling, the discomfort, the pain, just sit with the energy as it's reverberating and holding for you there. Yep. Hi, Tina. glad that you're watching that every day. Taking chaga, Piper Longuini, I'm not sure what that is. Can you, Tina, can you be specific about what you're needing help with? If you're doing the psychic surgery every day, what are you directing that at? It'd be very helpful for me. Be very helpful for you too. Or just wait a minute if you want to mention something. If not, we'll do a general read, and that's fine too. Lisa, hi. Appreciate any help give to my brain for the recent concussion I had and for carbon monoxide poisoning in the winter. All right. Excuse me. Yeah, there's some gunk in there, Lisa. Okay, so carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't know how severe that was, but it's amazing. It's amazing that you're here. So concussion on top of carbon monoxide poisoning. So you've got a double whammy there. Oh, and Maureen recommended. Thank you, Maureen. Okay. Lisa, sometimes when I tune into people, it takes a second to kind of find them. And you are an example of that. So I'm going to suggest that there's a part of you that is very scattered to the wind and not very grounded in this moment. And I think that is added to by receiving a concussion by the carbon monoxide. It's almost like you've had these hits and the spirit's like, boop, out. So we're just going to bring you back into your body. I'm going to ring a tone here. This is going to be loud if you've got headphones on, so just be aware. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Bringing you back into your body. Take a deep breath for me. Feel yourself present all the way down to your toes. Wriggle your toes for me. It's like there's fragments, pieces of you just still floating in outer space. It's like you just, and I feel like this is not in relation to the concussion or the carbon monoxide either. I feel like prior you were perhaps jettisoned out of the building, so to speak, for whatever reason. So just bringing you back. It's like all the little pieces are kind of settling in your body. Suspect, Lisa, that like most sensitives, like most empaths, like most light workers, psychic intuitives, that it's hard to be in this physical, dense body, right? And because you feel everything. So it's easier to boop, check out. Which is fine and dandy if you like walking through life being spaced out, but it's also not serving you and it's not serving your purpose. So bringing you back into your body, feeling embodied, feeling at home in yourself, being present, not projecting in the future, not living in the past, being present with where you're at right here, right now. That's the focus. That's the intention. I suspect when you are feeling present right here, right now, that there's a piece of you that is uncomfortable, squirmy, wants to check out again, right? So there's looking at that piece. Can you just take a deep breath for me again? That's the little girl self that is restless and agitated and doesn't want to sit still, and grass is always greener, and wants to look over there and doesn't want to pay attention to what's happening right here, right now, right? So, okay, so feeling safe in the body, It's before we even get to the brain or the carbon monoxide. Had to address that piece. Again, take what resonates as true, right? And you're dealing with the tumor, okay. So on that note, I am interested to know what doctors have prescribed for you. Are they going to do radiation? Are they going to do chemo? Are they going to do surgery? What is the diagnosis and the prognosis? And how big is it? And where is it located? Is it able to be removed surgically? What are they thinking? Do you have your surgical team? Are you happy with your doctor? Do you like your doctor? Do you like your surgeon, if you've been recommended that? And if yes, if you have a good doctor and you like your doctor and you're happy with what they're recommending, I would just like to acknowledge and say thank you to the trained medical professionals who have spent years of their life devoted to medical science. And how lucky are we that we have access to that, right? So many don't. So a moment of gratitude to Western medicine and all the physicians out there who are doing their life's work. Okay, the tumour has been removed. 50% said it would come back eventually. I've had radiation and chemo. Okay. So you're on the path to healing, and then you get this carbon monoxide poisoning. That brings up for me a feeling of injustice and like it's not fair and what the heck, and like here I am doing everything I can and suddenly this happens on top of it. So it feels like there's an emotional layer of what the F that you're working with as well. So we're just gonna clear clear that emotional agitation. Yeah. Why me? What is going on? Maybe a little bit angry at God, like the injustice, right? Comes back to that same place as Maureen, just the kind of accepting what is happening for you right here, right now. Where I'm at is somebody who has experienced a tremendous amount of physical distress in my life. And every time I've had to come back to that same place of, okay, this is what's happening. This is where I'm at. It's a place of acceptance. And from there, I am able to then investigate and work with what different modalities I've found to assist me. Bear with me. My dog is distracting me at the door. She wants to come in. She's coming in for the healing. You're getting some wolf energy. Luna the white wolf wants to be present for your healing. Now I am shown an area in your brain. So I'm zooming into the tissues and cells, right? Like this, if you could take your focus from the external into the microcosm of down to the cells. Just as you would be revealed in a scan or in your bloods, bring your focus to that level. Everybody has that ability. It's simply the imagination, right? Bringing it into that level. And you want to work on that level. So in your meditation, in your daily practice, before you even get out of bed, bring your focus to the cells in your brain and bring the focus to dissipating and dissolving the cancer cells. You can look up what a cancer cell looks like. You can look up, like under a microscope, look up what a brain tumor cell looks like under a microscope, so you have that visual. And you want to imagine that, just like you're erasing a pencil on a page, that you want those cancer cells dissipating and dissolving, right? That's your conscious intention, changing the picture. So you have a picture that a doctor has shown you the results, and you are consciously resolving, dissolving, shifting the picture of those cancer cells. You can go sci-fi on yourself here, and you can even, like, whatever image comes to your mind, to eradicate, to dissolve, to dissipate, to disintegrate. For me, I see like a little targeted laser, like zip, 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 like a little laser beam, like a zip, 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 zip. Just, like the purpose of chemo and radiation is to target the cells, right? So this is an energetic laser beam. And just every morning, go around the outline, go around the inside. For what it's worth, it's an energetic, conscious intention, targeted, focused clearing, right? Power of the mind, worth a shot. No guarantees, no expectations. A worthy exercise. You may be surprised. You may be delighted. Again, no promises. And yes, total woo-woo, right? Doctor's going to roll her eyes, but who cares? Can you take a deep breath for me this time, Tina? Drawing the breath and the focus at the same time right to the area of the tumor. And lastly, I see this is an exercise you can do every day, twice a day, 5 times a day, as often as you feel compelled to. If you are bedridden, you can do it 1,000 times a day. But The carbon monoxide piece, it just feels like the nervous system, including the brain, the nervous system has gotten glug on it. So there is a machine. Investigate if you can, some kind of frequency machine. There's a number of them out there. There's the Rife machine. There's the biocharger. There's a number of frequency machine or frequency technology that would assist your nervous system to clear and purify and to resolve that glugginess. This feels like little particles. Particles have attached to the little neural endings, the nerve endings. And so anything you can do to purify your system energetically, electromagnetically, what you take in, like there's foods that you get, superfoods, the green superfoods you could eat that would assist as well, bring it back into balance. I'm a great fan of chlorophyll. Yeah, Tina, bring your focus right to the area. You want to zoom in on it, right? A lot of people, when they have some kind of discord in the physical body, they want to look away. They want the breath shortens. They want to step back. It's one of the first steps is like really bringing your focus into it. And the reason it's tricky with the body, the mind wants to step aside. The mind wants to divert attention. The mind wants to look away. Is because when you're very focused in on the source of dis-ease, it's often associated with all the uncomfortable feelings that surface when you focus on it. So if the emotions that are held in the body are creating and generating dis-ease, that's where you're going to sit with those uncomfortable feelings. So by focusing in on the tumor, by focusing in on the dis-ease, you will inevitably sit with the discomfort of those feelings. And part of that is that acceptance, is that allowance, is just allowing yourself to feel what is present there. And if it's fear, right? I'm sure when you get a diagnosis of a brain tumor, a huge amount of fear surfaces, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all afraid of dying. That's the biggest fear we have, right? And when you get the news of a doctor that has something that is potentially life-threatening, that is what is going to surface. And fear is just fear. It will dissipate and dissolve. It will pass through you. It doesn't have to linger, right? Once you've gone through the fear and you're like, right, this is what I'm dealing with. You've accepted your condition. Then you can take steps. Then you become clear on what you need to do. Yes, you put the Western medicine in place. Yes, you follow up with all the other modalities of healing, of which there are many. You live in a time where there's a plethora of healing modalities, and we're so lucky for that reason. So you bring the healing modalities that begin to affect and assist on every aspect of your being, right? The spiritual, the mental, the physical, the emotional. So it's a whole body experience. It's a holistic approach to your healing. It's not just the physical, which is what the doctors are working with. It's acknowledging and recognizing yourself as a spirit, as a little girl. All these aspects of self are coming to the forefront to be healed, right? And the dis-ease is just the indicator or the catalyst for your awareness to become honed and sharpened, focused on all of these aspects of self. That's what's up. It's like, here you go, now look at this. You thought you were going to do life this way, but actually this is what's happening right here, right now. So start there and see how you go. Kigwa. I hope you're doing well. I do clear low vibe, energy vibe, especially at work. At a particular time, I feel very sleepy. Would you like my help with that? For any of you who are feeling the heavy, kind of lower vibrational energies that are bringing you down, that are making you feel sleepy and tired or depressed or angry, or having you kind of resonate in those lower vibrational fields of fear and angst. I'm just going to rattle for you, yeah? This may be, again, if you've got headphones, this may be a little loud. I'll go gently, but if you can all just to clear any lower vibrational entities, beings, attachments, energies that may be around you, at home, at the workplace, in your family, so the energy field is clear. Go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath for me. I see that like a fog around you. So it's like your clarity becomes clouded and weighty. Like it's a heavy, dense fog. It's calling in the presence of Saint Germain and the violet flame. You just take a deep breath for me, embodying the violet flame. This is through your tissues, through your cells. All through your body, all through your energetic field. Thank you, Saint Germain. Also the presence of Saint Michael. Has a very powerful sword that clears and cuts negative energy, particularly at your back here. People are projecting negative energy at you, or fear, or anger, any kind of hostility at your back. When you say you have a back right now, what does that actually mean? Are you feeling your back? Do you feel pain in your back? Because for me, clearing this fog, clearing this energy around you actually then highlights an energy held in your physical body that is presenting here to be cleared as well. It is like you've taken it on, it's compacted and condensed and compressed in there. It's just feeling the weight like feeling like you're having to support yourself, feeling like you're having to do it all on your own, feeling like you're not being supported externally. Only take that on if it rings true, but just going to clear that out of the spine, actually. L4, L5. And can you take a deep breath for me and repeat after me? This is an affirmation. I am supported. We're going to say it again, this time a little differently. I'm supported by the universe. And I can support myself. I am supporting myself. Suspect this may be also about financial independence, independence in general, being independent, not having to lean on others, not having to rely on others, just a sense of self-worth here, that you're worthy and that you're capable and that you're able. So in that intensity, in that compacted intensity, I think there's a whole nugget of questioning if you're able, questioning if you're worthy, questioning if you're capable of supporting yourself. So just drawing out all those negative, heavy energies that perhaps have been projected at you by others, right? Or as a child. So had you questioned your self-worth and your ability to stand on your own 2 feet and hold your own. I am worthy. I am capable. I am independent. That's a big one for anybody who's felt kind of subjugated in any way, right? People have put you down through your life. It's a big one. I'm still learning about that. So just breathe into that worthiness, breathe into that independence, breathe into that support from the universe. Now, instead of that compaction and that tightness that you've felt in there of all that negative self-talk, just feel a beautiful hand at your back, a hand of support, powerful hand of support at your back. Yeah. And at the front, it's a beautiful magnetism. There's a magnet that is drawing you on the path of your highest good. So with the support of this powerful hand at your back and the magnet at your front, drawing you forward, stepping into a life of your highest good. Breathe into that spaciousness. This is a knowingness deep in your bones, knowingness deep in your bones that you've got this. And from that energy at your lower back, I see that traveling all the way up into your mind, into your brain, through the crown, at the top, for the mental aspect of yourself, the mental realms, to know, to feel, to sense, to understand that the universe does indeed have your back, that you're supported by the universe. And so with that energetic field moving forward in your life, that hand, powerful hand, the powerful hand of God, Goddess, Creator, Great Spirit, Beloved, Allah, Jehovah, whatever your name for the higher power, right at your back, and the magnet drawing you forward on the path of your highest destiny, right? There's that balance point where you're like the knowingness drawing you forward, what path to take, what choices to make. Anytime you're at a crossroads, where is the magnet? Where is the magnet drawing you? Where is the hand supporting you to go? Gently guiding, right? Yeah, that feels very different. Cecilia, hi. Let me get back to you. Okay, eyesight and floater still needing help. Okay. Cecilia, let's build the chi. Very simple exercise to generate the energy in your hands, right? And then you want to place them on your hands. Place them on your hands. Place your hands on your eyes. This is something you can do every morning before you get out of bed. As far as a floater is concerned, I'm thinking I've met a number of people with floaters, and the doctor's like, "There's nothing you can do. You just have to live with it." I don't know if that's the case in your life, but what I see is in one of your eyes that there's a clouded vision. I don't know if that's accurate in your experience or in the physical, what's going on there, but energetically there feels like a cloudiness. Is it your left eye? Sometimes I get the mirror, so not always accurate on the side. But it is worthy of note which eye it is, because depending on the side, there's the masculine side and then there's the feminine side. And it's helpful to understand, the aspect of self that is clouded. Because even if you're in a female body, you may be, like the masculine may be imbalanced in you, the masculine feminine may be imbalanced. And so you're working with an adaptation with the balance between the masculine and feminine. And you don't believe it's forever? Great. I don't believe it's forever either. So just going to clear the clouded energy in front of that eye, okay? It's not just in front, but it feels actually inside the socket, inside the eyeball itself, like the I would have to look up the anatomy to speak to what I'm seeing, but suffice to say that there's it feels like in the actual eyeball as well. The energy is in the eyeball as well. Can you close your eyes for a moment and just take a deep breath into the left eyeball? I have a tuning fork here. I'm gonna use myself as proxy. Feels like it wants a vibration in there. This is a tuning fork that is tuned to the vibration of Om. Okay, so Om is something that you can direct to your eye, and when I pressed that there, I actually felt like it was drawing you out. So there's the piece that you are being drawn out. Your eye, your vision of yourself, your vision for your life is drawing you out of yourself, if that makes sense. So there's a piece of you that has withdrawn and the vision has become clouded, and perhaps you've been doing everything everybody told you to do, and all the judgments and expectations of everybody else has shaped how you've done life. And this eye is going, wait, my vision for my life, for who I am, wants to be drawn out, wants to be expressed, wants to be seen, wants to see clearly. So a good exercise for you, Cecilia, would be to create a vision board. You could write it. It doesn't have to be pictures. It could be, it could just be in thought too, but the actual physical act of creating something you may find very beneficial, because what would be helpful for you to is you're creating your vision for your life and what your heart wants to express, what your heart wants to live in this lifetime. It doesn't have to be grandiose and rich and famous. It could just be simple. It could be, I want to be in the garden, or I want to paint, or it doesn't have to be, all the big pieces. It could just be really simple. What brings you joy day to day? Really simple. What nourishes you? What is the vision for your life, regardless of what's been imposed on you through your lifetime? What other people think, what other people expect. Beliefs are big. Beliefs are narrow the parameters, right? Anyone who's religious may have a problem with that. If you are living in a structure with rigid beliefs, it brings the walls in like this, so you see the world like that, right? If you're having a spiritual experience or a spiritual awakening or a revelation about your life that brings you outside of the box a little bit, and it's like, well, wait, then there's an incongruency or cognitive dissonance about the beliefs, because it's going, because it no longer makes sense to be in the box. That's the nature of the expansion of consciousness, right? Because you're no longer fitting inside the box. You're no longer working within these parameters because you've had an experience that you can't doubt, you can't question. It's beyond explanation, that has brought your consciousness to a next level, that has brought your experience of life to something that no longer fits within these parameters. When you have a spiritual experience that is beyond definition, mind blown, parameters expanded, you can't put it back in the box. Suddenly that life no longer fits. Suddenly that costume no longer fits. Suddenly those rules and that dogma and that belief no longer fits. Suddenly the habits that exist within that box no longer fit. So everything gets shaken up, and that includes people. Suddenly people who aren't resonating with you, thinking this big, they can't relate to you because you're like, but no, I'm not in a box anymore. I'm out here. And the box just continues to expand until you realize there is no box, actually. That was all conditioning, cultural, religious, parental, societal, friendship groups, national, political, race, ancestral, all of those conditions put you in a little box, right? And you're like, actually, there is no box. Oh, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Who am I without the box? All of this from your eye. All of this from your clouded vision. Yeah, you're stepping outside the box, Cecilia. Congratulations. And yes, it's terrifying. You take it from me, constantly redefining and constantly trying to understand who I am. And everything I thought that was real is poof. Oh, okay, we're doing it this way now. No box. Anybody else while we're here? Anybody else would like the focus of the healing? Since we've been on a rant about no boxes. How's your breathing, Zara? Hi, Al. How you doing? Nice to see you here. If you've just joined, I see there's more people here. You're welcome to ask question and answers. The channel is open. All healing comes from the divine. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Opportunity to receive a focus of an objective perspective about what is blocking you in your life, what energy imprints are being held in your unconscious so that you cannot see the way forward, so that you cannot heal. I have no question that our spirit knows how to heal us. And when we're tuned in and we're aligned and we're in harmonic resonance with our spirit, with our higher self, that the path to healing becomes clear. I'm living testimony to being able to heal very, very intense experiences. Cecilia, good luck with that, stepping outside the box. Get support, right? Know that you're not alone. Because if you're actually suddenly realizing there is no box and you're stepping outside of the box, it's like, what? Who am I? Where are my people? There's plenty of support, right? There's plenty of support around you. Find your people, hug a tree, Dr. Nature. You need a ground. It can be nerve-wracking. Suddenly realizing that you've been living in this confinement and suddenly realizing that there is no confinement. Zara, you're in pain. Feels like a sharp pain. Is it an acute pain? Doesn't feel dull or like an ache. It feels sharp. Like a fragment of, or a shard of glass. So we're just going to pull that out, okay? Can you take a deep breath and focus on the area where it is? I don't know why, but I'm seeing in, okay, you're seeing it all over. I'm seeing it in your right hip. That's where the source of this shard feels like. So we're just going to pull that out. Can you take a deep breath for me? like you've picked up some shrapnel. There's been some kind of explosive energy around you, and you picked up a shrapnel embedded in that hip, generating and broadcasting intense, acute discomfort. It's not to say an actual explosion, although many people are going through that. Zara, for the headaches too, for me, if ever there's any kind of, if you've got any kind of self-care routine, start with massaging your temples. You'll find all the tender spots. This is for headaches, migraines, right? Just press in. You'll find the spots. It's actually a really beautiful thing to do. You could do this every morning. Find the pain points. There's a lot of joins in the bones of the skull. And everywhere there's a join or a juncture of bones, like I've gone back from the temples here, little soft, sensitive points you want to hold and you want to press in, and just hold as much as you can until, you don't want to create too much pain, but hold it to the threshold that you can stand, and take a deep breath. Do little circles. And at some points you'll find it really tender and really sensitive. And again, hold it. When you find a really tender spot, take a deep breath. Just holding it at the threshold. And then finding your way down. I'm doing gentle little circles back to the temples, all around. You start to feel the muscles under the surface of the skin, bringing it down and around, back at the temples. The temples are like a little coin, kind of like a 10-cent piece size, and you can go all the way around the outside of that soft spot in the middle. Just gently, gently pressing in. And when you press into those places, bring it down now, these bones, the cheekbones. When you press into the tender spots, you just want to hold it. When you've found a really tender spot, this is the sinuses now. This is right under the cheekbone. Press into those sensitive spots and take a deep breath when you've found a really sore spot, because you're directing the energy right at the sore spot. And by holding it and directing the breath, you're also releasing it, right? By pressing on the tender spots, you're bringing your focused energy to that area. And by pressing on it, you're actually bringing oxygen to it. By bringing, when you release, the blood rushes in and you're bringing oxygenated blood to that area where you've been pressing. That's the nature of massage. You're oxygenating the area that was tightly bound. And the other area too is the jaw. You're going to come in under the jaw, the top of the hinge of the jaw. And this is a really good spot for anger. This is kind of like the first line of defense if you're feeling angry. This is where you lock, okay? And here I'm just drawing down all these muscles in the hinge of the jaw. You flick that energy away. And then the last piece too is at the back of the neck. right in the occipital ridge. And you get your needle point fingers, like the tip of your index fingers, like just hold and press the muscles as they join from the top of your neck in under the occipital ridge. You can go side to side. Oh, there's a tender spot. Other side. And then last but not least, little tapping along the meridians, the governing central meridian here. A little bit all over, waking the brain up. Hello, anybody home? A little tender on the sides there. You'd be amazed how much tension we hold in the head, yeah? I think of the head like, and the top of the neck like the tide pool, like the tide goes in and out. All the energy that we've been navigating through the day kind of pools right at the back of the neck. And sometimes that compacts and creates this energy being held in the head. It manifests as a headache. So that little practice you can do in the morning just to clear the energy in your head. And you can hold those points longer. Like if you find a tender spot and it's really tender, just hold it and breathe into it. You may need to take a few deep breaths to hold it and breathe in deeply. I walked around with a sinus infection for a week, excruciating headache, couldn't put my head down. And then finally just put myself on the table and pressed in all these points and really held it and really stayed with the discomfort, and it cleared the energy immediately. And it's like, why didn't I do that a week ago? So there's no time like the present to give yourself some self-care. Yeah. All right, my loves. Did I miss anybody? Thank you for being here. Al, did you want to check in? Don't have to, just sending you some love. I don't think I've missed anybody. Thank you for being here. I will go again as soon as I can. I may be traveling next week. I'm not sure of my plans yet, but I'll go again as soon as I can. And appreciate you being here and appreciate your support. And just know that, yeah, that you're worthy and that you're loved and that you're needed here on planet Earth, and that your healing is really going to help and assist everybody in your sphere of influence. Because when you heal yourself, when you do the work on yourself, it ripples out to everybody in your sphere of influence, your family, your friends. You make an energetic shift in yourself and it literally changes the world. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. So much love. See you next time. Namaste.